Hello and welcome to Layman Lingo. In this video, we will talk about the OSI model in networking. Now, anybody who has anything to do with computer science and networking would have, at some point in time, come across this model. The OSI model is a logical model that lays down the infrastructure of computer networking. The intent of this video is to present the OSI model with a simplified approach, and to do that, we will try to answer these four questions. What do the layers do? How does a connection work? How are messages forwarded? And what is data encapsulation? To begin with, we know that the OSI model has 7 layers to it, where the application layer is at the top and the physical layer at the bottom. The 7 layers reside at both the source and the destination. Starting at the top, the application layer is where a message originates or terminates. Presentation layer is responsible for the translation of the messages to the correct format. Session layer is responsible for tracking a session, that is, when a communication has started and when it ended. Transport layer determines if the messages are received in its entirety and in the correct order. Network layer is responsible for intermediate routing, and data link layer formats or pre-processes the data it receives from the physical layer and passes it upwards. Physical layer interfaces with the outer network through cables. The dotted line here segregates the end-to-end connection layers and the intermediary connection layers. The layers from application to transport layer are responsible for communication between the source and the destination, whereas the below 3 layers define how a message is routed from one point to another. The end-to-end layers here are concerned with the format of data sent or received. It is of utmost importance that a message sent by the source arrives at the destination in the correct order. For example, if the sender sends 1, 2, 3, 4, the receiver should receive it in the same order of 1, 2, 3, and 4, and not 4, 3, 2, 1 or 4, 1, 2, 3. Also, the end-to-end layers ensure that when a chain of messages is sent, all the messages are correctly received by the receiver. The bottom 3 layers are concerned with point-to-point transfer of messages. The network layer is responsible for relaying messages from point to point. It has to essentially determine if a message has reached its receiver or needs to be transferred further. Let us now take the analogy of a postman to explain network layer routing. Now, when a postman is assigned a letter for delivery, he may have to deliver it to a nearby post office, from where another postman will pick the letter and carry it forward to the next postal station. This process continues until the letter reaches the recipient. Similarly, when a message is transmitted by a sender, the message may have to pass through multiple intermediate points before it finally reaches the receiver. Therefore, at every point, the network layer checks if the message that is received needs to be relayed further. If yes, it forwards the letter to the next point until the message reaches the designated receiver. When the message reaches the receiver, the network layer at the receiver determines that the message need not be transferred further and passes it up to its transport layer for end-to-end processing. Now, coming to the final question, what is data encapsulation? In simple words, it is the process of providing a message with an outer layer to safeguard its contents from getting corrupted. Going back to the analogy of a postman, while the postman is delivering a letter, if the letter is not covered with an outer pack, it may get wet in the rain, or its contents may be easily read by a malicious individual. The same goes for a message transferred across a network. So to ensure safety and integrity of the transferred message, an outer cover is provided to it at each of these layers. Say the transport layer puts the message in a box, the network layer takes the box and puts it in a bag, and the data link layer puts the bag in a bigger box. The encapsulation at the transport layer is called a datagram. At the network layer, it is called a packet, and at the data link layer, it is called a frame. Now at the receiver, the order is reversed. So the incoming message first finds the data link layer, where it will remove the frame and pass it to the network layer. The network layer will remove the packet and pass it to the transport layer, and the transport layer will remove the datagram cover to retrieve the message. That's it for this video. Hope this video took you one step closer to understanding computer networks. If you found this video helpful or meaningful in any way, be sure to like and share the video. Your comments are also welcome. Thank you for watching.